Kids' horror story, Whispers in the Woods. Camp Blackwood. This wasn't your typical summer camp. Nestled deep within the whispering pines, it held secrets older than the towering trees themselves. We, a group of unsuspecting teenagers, arrived with dreams of adventure. Little did we know, a chilling reality awaited. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, skeletal shadows, we gathered around the crackling campfire. Stories were exchanged, punctuated by the occasional snap and crackle of burning logs. But amidst the laughter, a low, guttural whisper snaked its way into the conversation. It was faint, barely audible, yet sent shivers down my spine. "Did you hear that?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. The others exchanged confused glances, some claiming they heard nothing, others attributing it to the rustling leaves. But I knew better. That whisper, it held a malice that sent a cold dread creeping into my heart. That night, sleep was a stranger. The whispering returned, louder this time, circling the cabins like a hungry predator. It spoke in a language I couldn't understand, yet its intent was clear, a chilling warning of what was to come. As dawn broke, casting the forest in an eerie gray light, I knew our carefree summer camp days were over. Something sinister lurked within the woods, and we were about to become its prey. The next morning, a chilling discovery sent a wave of panic through the camp. Mr. Davis, the head counselor, was missing. His cabin stood empty, his bed untouched. The counselors dismissed it as a prank, but the unease lingered like a thick fog. We were teenagers on the cusp of adulthood, yet a primal fear gripped us. We were alone, vulnerable, and the whispers had escalated, now a constant, unsettling murmur in the wind. As the day wore on, the whispers grew bolder, circling closer to the cabins. We huddled together, exchanging nervous glances, the carefree spirit of camp replaced by a suffocating dread. Then, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence. Sarah, a girl from our group, had vanished from the lakefront. Panic surged through us. We searched frantically, calling her name until our voices were hoarse, but there was no answer. Only the mocking whispers, now laced with a chilling glee. Nightfall arrived, cloaking the camp in an inky darkness. Sleep was a distant dream. We huddled around the dying embers of the campfire, the flickering flames casting grotesque shadows that danced on the cabin walls. The whispers had morphed into a chorus of guttural growls, circling closer, closer still. We were trapped, prey in a predator's game. Suddenly, a blood-curdling shriek pierced the night. This time, it was Emily. We found her near the edge of the woods, her eyes wide with terror, her screams abruptly cut short by a sickening crunch. In the pale moonlight, we saw it, a hulking, shadowy figure, its eyes glowing with an unnatural light, disappearing into the dense foliage. Camp Blackwood was no longer a haven. It was a hunting ground, and we were the hunted. Terror became our constant companion. Sleep was a fleeting luxury, replaced by a gnawing fear that gnawed at our sanity. We were a dwindling group, the whispers now a constant, chilling soundtrack to our nightmare. We knew we had to escape, but the dense woods held an unseen terror, and the whispers seemed to warn us against leaving. Driven by desperation, we decided to retrace Emily's steps, hoping to find some clue to the creature's lair. Deep within the woods, we stumbled upon a clearing bathed in an eerie, unnatural light. In the center stood a crude altar, adorned with macabre symbols and the skeletal remains of past victims. It was then we understood. Camp Blackwood wasn't just a summer camp. It was the stage for a dark ritual, and we were the unwitting sacrifices. Panic threatened to consume us, but a primal instinct for survival kicked in. We devised a plan, a desperate gamble to escape the creature's clutches. Using whatever we could find, sticks, rocks, anything that could serve as a weapon, we prepared for a final confrontation. The whispers intensified, a chilling symphony of malice as the creature emerged from the shadows. It was unlike anything we had ever imagined, a grotesque amalgamation of bone and shadow, its eyes glowing with a malevolent hunger. The battle was fierce, a desperate struggle for survival against an entity fueled by ancient evil. We fought with the ferocity of cornered animals, the clearing echoing with our screams and the creature's guttural roars. In the end, fueled by sheer desperation, we managed to drive the creature back into the depths of the forest. But the victory was hollow. We were forever scarred by the horrors we had witnessed, the whispers forever echoing in our nightmares. Camp Blackwood had claimed its victims, and we, the survivors, were forever marked by the chilling truth. The line between summer camp and a gateway to the unknown was terrifyingly thin. Months had passed since our escape from Camp Blackwood. The whispers had faded, replaced by the echoes of trauma that haunted our dreams. We returned to our lives, forever changed by the horrors we had witnessed. But the past has a way of creeping back, and the secrets of Camp Blackwood were far from over. One by one, we started receiving cryptic messages, symbols etched on our belongings, unsettling whispers on the phone, shadowy figures glimpsed at the corner of our eyes. It was a constant reminder that we weren't truly free. The entity, though driven back, hadn't forgotten us. It was waiting, biding its time, toying with us like a cat with a mouse. Driven by a morbid curiosity and a desperate need for closure, we decided to return to Camp Blackwood. The once familiar woods now held a sinister air, the whispers a constant, chilling presence. As we ventured deeper, the clearing where the ritual took place stood eerily silent, the altar dismantled, yet the lingering energy of dark magic hung heavy in the air. Suddenly, the ground beneath us gave way, plunging us into a hidden network of tunnels. We stumbled through the darkness, the air thick with the stench of decay, and the ever-present whispers that seemed to originate from the very walls themselves. The tunnels led us to a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with ancient murals depicting scenes of sacrifice and unspeakable horrors. In the center of the chamber stood a pulsating orb, radiating an unnatural light. It was the source of the whispers, the heart of the entity's power. We knew what we had to do. With trembling hands and hearts pounding with dread, we prepared to destroy the orb, the only way to sever our connection to the entity and break its hold on us. With a collective breath, we shattered the orb with a resounding crack. The chamber pulsed with a blinding light, the whispers intensifying into a deafening cacophony. The entity, enraged, materialized before us, a grotesque amalgamation of shadow and bone, its fury palpable. But this time, we were prepared. Armed with the knowledge gleaned from the murals, we chanted a counter-incantation, the words echoing through the chamber with surprising power. The entity recoiled, its form flickering and fading as the chamber itself began to crumble. We scrambled through the collapsing tunnels, the whispers morphing into a mournful wail as the ancient evil was finally laid to rest. Emerging back into the sunlight, we stood on the edge of the now desolate clearing, the scars of our ordeal etched upon our faces. Camp Blackwood was no more, its secrets buried beneath the earth. We had survived, but the whispers still lingered, a faint echo in the wind, a chilling reminder of the darkness we had faced and the price we had paid. As we walked away, leaving the horrors of Camp Blackwood behind, we knew one thing for certain. Some secrets are best left undisturbed. The whispers may have faded, but the memory of the entity and the sacrifices it demanded would forever haunt us, a constant reminder of the summer camp that became a gateway to the unknown.